So you're looking to begin to produce music, but you're unsure how to start and what software to choose from? Well, stick around as I hope to answer all your questions. I'm Adam, and this is how to start music production in 2020. Choosing software can be quite hard, but it shouldn't be. All DAWs do the same thing, and that's make music. But you may prefer different layouts and interfaces, so I'd recommend downloading the free versions of the ones you like and try them out. Then decide which ones you prefer. For me, this is FL Studio, so this is what the rest of the video will be based upon. Now you know what software you'll be using. It's no good having it if you can't understand how it works. If you picked FL Studio, then you're in luck, as I'll be showing you the ins and outs of the software. But if you didn't, then I recommend just finding a How Ableton Live Works video or How Logic Pro X Works video on YouTube. With FL Studio, there are four main elements to the software: the playlist, channel rack, piano roll, and mixer. I would class the playlist as the main workspace of the software. It's here where you would arrange your track. The channel rack is where you would drop different sound samples and VSTs to create drum patterns, melodies, and chords. The piano roll is how you draw out chords and melodies. It's simply a piano on the side, and you just add notes where you want it to play. The mixer is how you get everything to sound good. You'll add the different sounds from the channel rack and assign them to the mixer. It's here where you can EQ, compress, or simply add reverb. Now there's so much more you need to learn about the software, but for now I'm just going to teach you the basics so that you can start creating music quickly. So be sure after this video to go and watch some more tutorials to increase your knowledge. I'm going to show you how I would go about making a beat. This is for those of you who learn by watching. I'll keep it short but filled with information. So making sure I'm on pattern 1, open the channel rack, click on the add symbol, add a piano. I now either play around with it with my keyboard or in piano roll. So I've worked out what I want to make, so I'll now enter this into piano roll. So now I've got my chords, I'm going to lower the tempo to about 120. Now, if I'm not happy with the actual sound of the piano, I'd switch it out for a different sound. This could be a different synth, strings, guitars, simply a different piano. But for the moment, I'm liking this piano, so I'm going to keep it. The next step I like to do is to build the layers. So we'll add an extra layer. Now I'm going to choose some strings. So now we've got some strings, I'm going to copy over, Control C, Control V, the MIDI, so it's now being played by the strings. The bass notes are a bit too low, so I'm going to increase the octave by pressing Control and up arrow. So let's listen to it all together. I'm actually going to add another string, so I'm going to right click on the flex, which is my strings, clone it. I'm going to use all strings sustain. Once again, copy it over. It's fairly loud, so with the gain knob, I'm just going to decrease it until it sounds good. Let's add the other instruments in. Now let's add a bass. Let's open the 3 times oscillator. We're going to be making a sub bass, so all you need to do is drag the chorus all the way down to all these. And now it should be a sub bass. So now let's copy the bass notes onto the sub bass. Let's decrease the volume. Now I want to make a melody, so I'll open up Flex. I might pick a flute. I actually like this full wind staccato, so I'm going to choose this instead. Let's decrease the volume. So I found a melody I want to use. To copy it over, just highlight it by holding Control and mouse 1 and drag, then Control and B, and it will paste it in the next section. So I've added a second layer, but I find this layer to be a tiny bit too loud. I'm going to highlight them, Control mouse 1 and drag, bring up this menu at the bottom, and simply just press mouse 1 and drag. I might actually add some pan to the melody above, so let's do the same. Highlight this, go to Control, choose pan. So now if I hold Shift and hold and drag, it makes them all the same value. So now all I have to do, so this is to the left or right, 50%. So if I just click now every other one to the other side, I actually think it's too much of a pan, so I'm going to reduce it. Let's give it a listen by itself. I think I hear more on my right side than my left, so I'm just going to correct that with a pan. So I'm just going to move it 10% to the right, to the left, sorry. So it's sounding good. Let's add some more layers. Open Flex again and just search around. So we'll leave it here for the moment. Let's add them to mixer track. Click on this green selector and click it again. Then click on the first mixer track. Route selected channels starting from this track. So it's quite messy at the moment, so I'm going to highlight these and just bring them down. And then I'm going to bring up the main elements. So the piano. I actually feel that needs to be a bit louder, so I'm going to reset the volume here. Now I'm going to add in the flute. The flute doesn't sound too crisp and clear, so I'm going to add an EQ. I like this preset here, Clear Strings Plucks. So a massive difference there. And I might add a Trans X. More punch preset. Just decrease the range a bit. Just gives it a bit more attack. the bass. We're going to EQ the strings. So just open a parametric EQ. Go presets 20 Hertz plus 18. Up here, there's 4 little dots. Hold it, click and hold it, and drag it up with your mouse. So I'm going to add a kick drum. Right click, fill each 4 steps. On the mixer, hold Control and select all your tracks and an extra one. On the extra track, right click, create group. Now type sidechain. Highlight the tracks again and right click, route to this track only. On this track, you can add a sidechain plugin like Kickstarter. So now, on the beat, it will cut off the volume so the kick is punchy. With sidechain off. With it. Let's add some hi-hats and snares. So with the hi-hat, I've just made it pan to the left a little bit. So with this hat here, I'm going to go and click this button at the top. This brings up the velocity. So I'm just going to adjust it, randomize it pretty much. Okay, so now we've got the drums. Let's take a listen. So let's mix the drums now. So we're just going to hold Control again, drag down. So we've selected all the drums. We're going to come over to this track. Same again, route selected channel started from this track. So what I'm going to do is do the same thing, highlight them all, drag them down. I feel like the kick needs to be a tiny bit louder, so I'm just going to increase it. Now just slowly increase the volume of each track. Let's EQ this. And this. Oh, I forgot to mention, to add samples, literally just find them and drag them in, like you've seen. But if you've got pre-downloaded samples, just find the Windows file in the location, literally just drag the file onto this browser. Now, if you don't have any samples, just make your way to packs, drums, and then you've got some drum samples here. So now this beat is almost done, let's talk you through how I would arrange it on the playlist. So first of all, with pattern 1, we want to right click and go split by channel. This creates a new pattern for each channel here. So first of all, I normally do kicks at the top, then snares and claps, then hi-hats, and now any leftovers. This is just a preference thing, but sometimes I would just have all the percussion in one pattern. So all of these apart from the kick in one pattern, just to save tracks. So here on the playlist, this is where you can move stuff around and arrange your track. So for arrangement, I'll be doing a whole separate video on that because that is a massive topic. But for now, I would just say listen to similar songs you're making and follow similar arrangement patterns to them. Most songs would be a verse, build up maybe, chorus, or pre-chorus and build up, then chorus, then another verse, maybe a bridge. But like I said, just do some research, but I will be coming out with an arrangement video as well. Now you know the basics. It's very important that you go and learn new things as well as experiment with new sounds and techniques. A great way to do this is to listen to your favorite artists and to try and recreate something they have, or you can simply learn lots just by watching YouTube videos. So we're going to leave it there. Thank you for watching. I hope this has helped any new producers. If you have any questions, leave them below, or you can DM me on Instagram at AdamAfto. See you in the next one.